Ever wondered how a DSO can help accelerate the economic growth of a particular region? Well, Thierry is here with me today, and we're going to dive into it. Hi, Thierry.
Hi.
Thierry, could you please tell me how Enedis is helping Hauts-de-France accelerate its economic growth?
Yeah. So Enedis in Hauts-de-France faces three main goals. First goal is participate to the economic development. For example, every year we are connecting to the grid more than 14,000 facilities. Mm-hmm. This is the first main goal. The second main goal is decarbonization of industry, of transport, and construction. So that means for us developing, for example, infrastructure. And the third goal we are facing is to develop new uses of electricity. That means, for example, self-consumption or self-collective consumption. That means develop a circular economy. For example, in Hauts-de-France, more than 25% of self-collective consumption projects are located there. And that means that people, consumers and producers can share their energy within a short perimeter.
So that would mean more jobs, more controlling of the energy, but to do that you need data. So I assume you need smart meters.
Yes, so we developed a smart meter called Linky. At this moment it is deployed in Hauts-de-France, and Enedis became a data provider. So with all the data collected from Linky, we can provide and develop new services towards collectivities. That means the region, department, collectivities, for example, the town of Lille. So we are delivering new services to face this acceleration of ecological transition.
Have you had any issues with local population in creating the right infrastructure? Like we don't want these changes in our territory?
No, not really, because at this moment, the main goal for us is to deliver, to be time to market. Mm-hmm. So this acceleration, we need to face it. If we don't face this acceleration, we can lower the acceleration and penalize the economic development of the region.
Okay, so you can control, let's say, a little bit how this is going.
Yeah.
And you mentioned infrastructure.
Yes.
I want to take it a step further and discuss EV infrastructure, because this is one of the hot topics, let's say, in the European Commission mandates. Yeah. How easy or difficult is for a DSO to create the right infrastructure in one particular region?
I think it's not really complicated. We are working on different level of times. So short term, medium term, and long term. So we are building different scenarios, short, medium, and long term. That means prospective. And we are sharing and we are building these different scenarios with the region, with the development agencies to imagine what can be the adaptation of the network in the medium and long term. So the anticipation is key. And we are anticipating with building scenario 2035 and 2050.
Do you also anticipate some change in the role of the DSO to come yet? I mean, we have already seen changes.
Yes.
It has become from a distribution network operator, it has become also a service provider. Do you see further changes, however?
For us, the main change is the acceleration of integration of renewables. At this moment, the medium voltage network integrates 15% of the production. Regarding 2035, we will integrate more than 25% and maybe 30% of the production on the network. That means that we are at the heart of balancing production and consumption. This role was the role of RTE in the past.
Exactly.
So now as we are a distributor, as we are going to integrate more than 25% of the production on the network, we will have a role on balancing production and consumption.
Absolutely. This is quite an interesting change that also changes a bit the relationship between TSO and DSO,
Yes.
right?
Yes, and we have really good relation between RTE and Enedis. This question of balancing, of the role of balancing production and consumption is treated at the highest level of Enedis.
Yes, of course, it makes
Yes,
absolute sense, because if you don't balance this, we will not have electricity.
Yeah. And as we are a DSO in France, especially the medium voltage is till 20,000 kilovolts. So this is quite low comparing the other DSOs in Europe.
Any future plans, but for the short term, for this region?
On the short term, the main issues is to face the reindustrialization, because, for example, in the past 2 years, 4 gigafactories, it's really huge power. So that means for us to build new substations. For example, in Hauts-de-France, in the 5 next years, we will have to build 10 substations to face acceleration of development renewables and face also the reindustrialization in Hauts-de-France.
What is the time frame that we're talking about? Because that's a lot. Do you think it will happen in the next 10 years or until 2050 at least?
No, in the next 10 years.
In the next 10 years?
Yes, and also it's an acceleration. If we are looking just to the consumption, the last scenario produced by RTE tell about 600 and maybe 50 terawatt-hour consumption around 2035. They gain 15 years because it was the level around 2050.
Okay.
So this is a really huge acceleration, and to face this acceleration, we need to develop the network, to develop also new flexibilities on the network, and also to develop new substation. Okay. So for us, it's really, Enedis is key on this, of this ecological transition.
If you may say so yourself, right?
Yes.
That's impressive work. Thierry, thank you very much for this interesting conversation.
Thank you very much, too.
And thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and join our community.